Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, we're going to be talking about Hbar, Quant, and a couple of other small pieces. So, straight at the bat, what is Hbar? Hedera is the most used, sustainable, enterprise-grade public network for the decentralized economy that allows individuals and businesses to create powerful decentralized applications. It is designed to be fairer, more efficient system that eliminates some of the limitations that older blockchain-based platforms face, such as slow performance and instability. It was funded through an ICO in August 2018, and the first launch opened access to its mainnet just over a year later in September of 2019. As part of its ICO, investors were able to purchase the platform's native token, Hbar, at the lowest possible price. Hbar token has a dual role within the Hedera public network. First and foremost, Hbar is the fuel that powers the Hedera services, such as smart contracts, file storage, and regular transactions. However, as a secondary thing, it is used to help secure the network, since Hbar users can stake their tokens to assist with maintaining the integrity of the platform. And so one thing you might want to do for yourself is look a little bit into who the Hbar founders are. A lot of people are really excited about them, and we often talk about the Hbar founders when we also talk about the Algorand founders. But that's just a little back knowledge. Let's look at this one. What makes Hedera Hashgraph so unique? Well, unlike most other crypto, Hedera Hashgraph isn't built on top of the blockchain that we know. Instead, it introduces a completely novel type of distributed ledger technology known as Hashgraph. This technology allows it to improve upon many blockchain-based alternatives in several key areas, including speed, cost, and scalability. Hedera transactions have an average transaction fee of just nothing, basically, and typically reach finality in just 5 seconds or less. Basically, a lot of people call it instant. Overall, Hedera Hashgraph claims it can handle more than 10,000 TPS, compared to around the 5 to 20 for most popular proof-of-work-based blockchains. A couple of points here. First of all, this fee is relative and this TPS is relative. We have seen way lower numbers, which people estimate that it can get towards. We've seen way higher numbers in terms of what TPS can get to. There's actually a lot of factors which come into play for that, which we're not covering today. The platform offers several major network advantages. Network services, and these include a token service that allows users to easily configure and mint both fungible and non-fungible tokens on Hedera with just a few lines of code, and I didn't even know too much about that part before I read into it. A consensus service that acts as a layer of trust for any applications on network that needs a secure, verifiable log of events. Smart contract tools that let developers build powerful and efficient decentralized applications, and decentralized file storage services with features including proof of deletion, controlled mutability, and time-based file expiry. So, why I wanted to read that through? Well, honestly, I think one of the most important things to know about a crypto is just a little introduction about what it is and what makes it unique. And with Hbar, it's literally the sense that it's almost nothing like any conventional crypto we've ever heard of. I can really go deep into how many coins there are, and guys, Hedera has a maximum supply of 50 billion tokens. Out of this, almost 7 billion were in circulation as of January 2021, equivalent to around 40% of the supply. But honestly, it doesn't really matter too much, except for when we're talking about what the price can get to. Because if we're thinking about it, we might want to look into, okay, what is the structure looking like and how are the coins going to be distributed? If you really want to, you can definitely do that. And here's a little overview. You can check the link right there or go to CoinMarketCap and press the little here button. You can go to an entire overview of how the coins are going to be distributed and how that works. But a very important key measure right there, or key indicator, is that it's all relative. And what I mean with that is they can have such a bad distribution that does not necessarily mean that the price will actually move bad, or that it means anything at all. Like, for example, here you can see, wow, a lot to employees/contractors, right? Well, or here, a lot even more. What does that mean, though? Well, SUFT, for example, the simple agreement for future tokens, might actually be worse. And anything that you see in here, you don't really know what to fetch from this or what to do with the information. You don't know if employees, for example, are a really good thing or a bad thing. You don't know what they're doing with them. And even if they're selling or anything along those lines, it's just not really easy to do anything with that. So the only thing you can deduce is how many coins are coming into circulation. Once more, they will only give you a rough sketch into how the price is going to perform, because once more, you're not getting any information about what the project is doing or what they're doing with the tokens. So you only know the official extra tokens that come into circulation, but it's not an easy proof of work like Bitcoin, where you know exactly how everything works. With Hedera and with most cryptos now out there nowadays, it's just not as simple anymore. We can look further into all the different details of everything, but I think you guys are already pretty on par with just understanding, hey, it's a good crypto. We covered that, I think, as a basis because of how quick they are. You can also see here about how it's secured and look a little bit further into that. We can do that real quick. Hedera uses a novel consensus system known as Hashgraph consensus to keep the network secure. Uses a rotating governing council consisting of 39 highly diversified organizations that span across up to 11 different industries. These are involved with directing the Hedera code base, voting on the platform decisions, and operating in the initial nodes on the Hedera public network. Hedera uses a novel form of proof of stake, which allows Hbar users to stake their resources to help protect the network. Right now, all Hedera nodes are managed by either Hedera itself or the governing council members, but there are plans to switch to a permissionless system in the future. And that's actually a really important thing to understand, I guess. I should have maybe mentioned it at the start. Overall, Hedera security setup ensures it's achieved asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, meaning it can guarantee both the timing and order of a set of transactions, even if some data is delayed or lost. And that's actually a really interesting thing as well. Having said that, what's going on, right? Because that's the basis of what Hbar is. We know we're excited about him. One thing I don't really have open, because it's pretty difficult to find a good little list, is their partnerships. You can see who they're working with or what they're doing with, and we know it's legit. We know they're not messing around or anything like that. But to have a really good official list of all their partnerships is really difficult to find. It is really difficult to find. And I try to look up as many of these smaller lists as I can, but I found so many of them and they don't really show the full picture, or they show mostly exchanges or whatnot. I think if you look throughout the Hbar website for a little bit, you find a couple of other lists of people that they're working with. I found it a couple of times when looking through here, so it must be somewhere. But I think it's most important just to know they have a lot of partnerships, not a joke, and you can just read a couple of these names out here. Hedera is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. IBM is in there as a little example for that. I've also been looking very much so through Reddit. Reddit is actually one of my best sources for Hbar news, and there's a lot of BS, a lot of good stuff. One of the things I found, for example, is this right here. Breaking: Hbar has overtaken DOT in the overall ranking of block economy. And one of the fun parts comes, if you scroll down a little bit further, which is, for example, that I'm not sure exactly where it's written anymore, that Hbar has gotten a status of really high on the marketing scale. And in reality, Hbar is one of the projects that I don't think has done any marketing thus far. Here, it gives Hbar 5 stars for marketing, and it says the project is further along in development than Ethereum. That's all you really need to know about their evaluation skills because, well, in my opinion, they are garbage in the sense that Hbar doesn't do really, as far as I know, crazy marketing, nor are they really that far into development. They're working really hard to get some done, just depending, of course, on how you call Ethereum, because, of course, Ethereum actually is like halfway through their initial phase because they're a proof of work right now, wanting to go to proof of stake, and I guess Ethereum 1.0 is like a little test product for Ethereum 2, but still, it's hard to measure. And that's also another little fun fact. Don't get spoiled by some things you find on the internet, like a ranking or so. I think it's one thing you should hold too dearly. No, look into it further, do some research. Hedera, for example, has a lot of partnerships, but that does not mean they're doing crazy marketing. Hedera Hashgraph partnered with the UK air traffic company to track drones. Hedera and Neuron work together to track drones and record data using the former's blockchain tech. United Kingdom government backed Hedera and Neuron innovation as the duo conducted a trial on the drone data collation and storage using the public ledger consensus. So very cool in that sense. We are not going to go too far into exactly how it goes. One interesting thing I saw right here was I love that Hbar is so important for the Hedera network, and if you want to do anything on the network, you need Hbar. Sometimes there's 2 tokens, like a gas token and the official thing, like with VeChain. In this case here, all is Hbar. You need Hbar to interoperate. As the demand is higher because more coins are more utilized, it increases the price. Let's get to the 1,000 TPS, because of course it's a working process. Testnet's doing 9,300 TPS right now, but of course, as I said, it's all relative for where we are, where we're going to get, yada, yada, yada. Hedera and Walmart. It's no big secret. The first large-scale enterprise use case of Hedera may go live soon. One of the guys said this. I think I just missed this, but I didn't actually know it was confirmed by TCB. I thought the Walmart Hedera link was just a breadcrumb level. If you're out of the loop, Walmart's coupons were run on Hedera, and in time, the rest of the retail industry as well. Elaine Lewis of Georgia Pacific, marketing consultant for the Coupon Bureau, which is the TCB, said in September of 2021, it's no big secret, we can finally do a digital nationwide promotion with Walmart. This is how it should go. Walmart will announce a partnership with Skux, upgrading the universal digital coupons, and then, after its implementation, the Coupon Bureau will use Walmart to help spread the new standard to other chains who want to remain competitive. It's been about 4 months since this tweet, so I wouldn't be surprised if all this testnet business is related. And as a disclaimer, bumps in the road cause delays, so who knows if it will be tomorrow or a few months, but we do know it's confirmed. I think it's an interesting little link. Beast Boy says, I sure do like the sound of all of this. I'm looking forward to SQX moving across retail, as coupon fraud is a big deal, as funny as that sounds. And if Hedera's PR team is smart, this should be promoted as the first major adoption of blockchain or DOT tech. I can see the Walmart legitimizes cryptocurrencies clickbait articles now. Well, one thing to say real quick is it's not true. VeChain is already using Walmart China, and they're using VeChain for supply chain, so it's not, a first type of thing whatsoever. But I see where they're coming from. Here they're saying, I like the overall idea. However, it's unlikely that test activity, which we're talking about a lot recently on Hbar forums, is related to Coupon Bureau. TCB should be using HCS for what it's doing, not crypto transactions, which is what has been skyrocketing the testnet. But it's just a cool thing to kind of think about, right? Cool to think about. Once more, I am a crypto enthusiast, but I'm also a news reporter in a certain sense. And I know a lot of this stuff is just fake or kind of changed up a little bit. So take this with a grain of salt, right? Take it with a grain of salt. Not too sure. It's not official, in my opinion. It's not officially Hbar announcing this, but it's a cool little fun thing to see. Then Visa Job posting screams, we are building on Hedera. Once more, we're not going to go too far into it, except for saying, hey, they're putting a lot of things for what they want to get on. And it's interesting to kind of think about whether or not they are going to build and who's going to build on there. Is it a scream in space? Because I can't hear Hedera or Hbar or DIG anywhere in the post. Because, well, there's a couple of points like Hyperledger chain code development, end-to-end payment ecosystem, analytics and data visualization, which is very something, but you don't really know where it comes from, nor that it's really Hbar in any way, shape, or form, except for the near-time settlement, which a lot of blockchains or distributed ledger technology has. Hyperledger chain code development. Not sure exactly why. I'm not exactly sure how they're connected to Hbar. It's just, again, like we just said, a lot of people trying to catch something together. However, I do wonder what will be the first couple of things, the big things built on top of Hbar. IOG. Oh, this is actually, I think we're done with the Hbar stuff. Okay, never mind. Okay, that was it for Hbar. Here's the next part. IOG CEO Charles Hoskinson on which Cardano goals are achievable in 2022. I want to make a video about Cardano specifically, like a full-on video where we explain everything that's going on right now. If you guys would be interested in that, make sure you put it in the comments down below, and let me know what I missed about Hbar. I've been trying to do my best to find all the stuff, but even if you check their Twitter and everywhere, it's hard to find the news to the news. So hopefully all this stuff is like a fun little reminder for people about Hbar. But I probably don't do it justice, but I'm trying my best here to give you all some. Next video I want to do about Cardano ADA or Quant. Quant is also something which I see a lot of demand in the comment section. I don't think I've ever done a standalone video on it, but let's see this video get to 500 likes at least. If you guys can get this video to 500 likes, the next standalone video that we're going to do is Quant or Cardano. You guys can pick down below. I think you guys are really excited for that though, so I really want to get that done. And then I had some small stuff, but we'll talk about that in another video later today. Elon Musk's new tweet leaves SHIB and Doge holders puzzled. Elon Musk is going back to Twitter again a little bit. It's, oh my days, Elon Musk. And a UFC heavyweight champion considers accepting 50% of his next fight purse in Bitcoin. Just also some cool stuff. Not too big, not too crazy, but just some adoption stuff, right? Just had to quickly share it in one of my videos, and this one was the easiest for it to go in right now. All right, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.